So in this video, I am distinguishing the ego, and the ego is complete opposite of love. And one of the ways that we can tell if we're living from the ego is when we're in our head. When we're in our head, we're living in our ego. When I would say that it would be the monkey mind, when our mind does not stop thinking. And when we are in our emotions, in our heart, that would be the opposite of living in our ego, and that's where we want to be, is living in our emotions. The ego is very fearful. It is all about competition and struggle and being the victim or the villain or the hero. So if we find ourselves in any of those three categories in our relationships or our interactions with people, we're living in our ego. It's also when we are in survival mode, when we are in lack mindset. All of these things are coming from our ego and not from our true essence of who we truly are, which is unconditional love. The ego loves to struggle and loves to be the victim, and it also loves to be the hero. The ego loves to be the hero, and then it also loves to be the villain. So another way that we can, the acronym for ego would be edging God out. And another way that we can tell if we're living in our ego is when we get offended or when we get triggered by something someone says or something someone does. When we get triggered, that is an emotional response to let us know that we are in our ego and not coming from a place of love. So the difference in an interaction with another human being would be when somebody says something, you hear them fully rather than responding automatically and reacting to what they said and getting triggered and getting offended. So living in our ego, we are living in illusion. Because anything other than unconditional love is an illusion. So the ego loves war, it loves poverty. I already mentioned lack mindset. So rather than competition, it would be, when we're living in love, it would be cooperation with our other fellow human beings. So the ego makes things complicated so it can be significant and come up with an answer.